Hello everyone and welcome to another GTR 24H interview. This time I'm here with the DSR man himself, Karl Lykkegaard. Karl, first off, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very fine, thank you. It's Easter time now, and unfortunately I'm not off work. I have to work as well, but everything is fine, yeah.
Well, everything's fine for you. Your last race seemed to have gone absolutely fantastically for both the teams. Your team, the Nightmare team, picking up a P4 in Sebring, and the sister team, the Dream team, picking up a P7. So I'm guessing that the team morale and feelings are feeling pretty good right now.
Oh yeah, last race at Sebring was very great. The plan was to just, keep it on the black stuff and not make any major mistakes. And then others' bad luck was our good luck, and our strategy worked. We just kept it straight and no mistakes, so everything planned out very well. P4 was amazing because we changed to the LMP2 car this year. Had some struggles, you may say, in the first races, especially at Silverstone. That race we just want to forget about and leave that behind us. But yeah, the last that was very great. We were over the moon. As P4 was like a win for us, you might say.
I do want to ask, because you mentioned that you have moved to the LMP2 class, and this is one question that I did want to bring up, because last season we saw you in the GT3 class, both the Nightmare and the Dream team. I seem to remember you guys being in the Corvette. So what inspired the decision to jump all the way up to the LMP2 class? Because usually we see teams going from GT3 to GTE, but you've taken it one step further.
Yeah, we did. It was, let's say, it was a team decision to try something new. We have raced for a couple of years in the GT3 class, and last year it went very well for us. In the 777 car, we finished second at Le Mans and second overall, so that was very great, and we were so happy about that. And now we just wanted to try something else, and instead of just taking one step and staying in a GT car, we wanted to try our struggle with the prototype cars, something completely different. And it is a struggle, yeah, it's totally different. I really like personally the GT cars, and where you can play a little bit more with the car. And I think the prototype car, you have to drive them in a certain way to get the speed out of them. You really have to find that extra speed with help of the extra downforce. It's a totally different way. You have to not only drive them, but also the setup with the cars.
Now, I know I myself would like to know this, and I'm guessing some of our viewers would as well, or at least I'd hope that they do. You mentioned that there are these different driving styles needed for the GT cars and the LMP2 cars. Now, for me, myself, never having driven either of them, I would imagine that the LMP2 cars have a lot more downforce, and you can carry more speed into corners, and you can't be, let's say, as aggressive with turning in, especially on corner entry. Is that the case, or are there other little things that you have to be able to do to get the LMP2s to handle properly?
You're right there. In the LMP2 car, you really have to trust the car that you can carry so much speed into the corners, and the car will stick. And small mistakes get big very fast. If it is out sliding, it's really hard to catch the rear end. In the GT car, it's different. You can play a little bit more with the cars, and you can almost always catch any oversteer. It's so much harder in the LMP2 cars.
Now, I want to look at your kind of championship more as a whole, because you mentioned that a few things swung your way in Silverstone, and at least for me, I always had DSR pinned as this midfield team, especially the Dream Team fighting for points in every race. They were able to pick up their first points in Sebring. What's the target for you now that you've picked up such good results in the championship? Do you think you can build on that to find more pace and continue searching for these, you know, these kind of P4 finishes? Or is it just trying to maintain this championship position, because the Nightmare car is currently sitting 8th in the championship?
Can we really continue this pace we have from the last race and be midfield place 4th, 5th every time from now on? It will be a very good year. And as you said, the Dream Team car, their goal is just to finish every race and not finish last. So they had one new driver this year, and he is actually doing very well. But since it's his first time doing endurance races, yeah, they just want to complete the race and have a great time. And we in the 777 car, we want a bit more, but we know we don't have the pace to keep up with the fastest teams. We're very aware of that, but can we pick up 4th place again? Yeah, that's a win for us.
Now, I do always like to ask, because I like to understand how the teams work and what roles everyone has within the team, from when it comes to organizing the event and who's deciding who's doing what stint. You know, is there someone who's kind of the chief strategist who's working out the strategies, how much fuel to put in, even to, you know, who's the man who kind of decides the setups for the team?
Yeah, it's very much a team effort in both teams from our point, but maybe I am the man taking the final decision if there's a disagreement. And yeah, but we have a very relaxed team, and everyone is just in it for the fun, and that's where we want to be. But setup wise, we do a bit back and forth, and I make a few changes, and the other guys are trying that. They have some suggestions to make it better, then we'll try that and see where we go from there.
Is there a particular kind of pace discrepancy across the team, or is everyone on pretty much the same level?
Yeah, pretty much. We have one guy on our team, Steven Sausgaard, and maybe a bit behind the two others. He have some problems with his equipment, and that's some of the reason to why everything went wrong in the Silverstone race. So he have bought new equipment that will arrive anytime soon, and he'll be back up to pace, because he used to be at the level with me and the other guy. So we hope that's the only reason why it's not a business as usual.
Now, Karl, one of the things I enjoy the most when I get to interview different members of GTR is you can kind of tell what kind of person the driver is by looking at their background. So you look at my background, it's white. There's nothing going on. It's boring, right? Because I'm a boring person. But when I look at your background, Karl, I see a lot of things happening. Can you talk us through the collection of images, as well as I believe there's a few model cars in the background as well?
Oh, do you want the tour?
I do want a tour. I think myself and all of the viewers watching this would like the tour.
At my very small racing room, but it's full up with racing stuff.
Okay, ladies and gents, it is a time for the Karl Lykkegaard tour.
At the wall over here, I have a jerry can that I've made up to be some sort of shelf with 2 model cars. The big red one is a Volvo Amazon. I used to own one at a point. And it's maybe hard to see at the camera, but then I have a clock that I made out of a go-kart racing wheel. And then there's just Formula 1 pictures all over the wall, Nürburgring poster, more racing stuff. And I don't know if you can go back far enough.
Oh, and then we've got the sim setup as well as my face.
Yeah, as well as you, yeah. And that's about it in here. Oh.
I like it. So, are there any upgrades being planned then for your own setup?
A rig is the next upgrade. The one I have now is homemade.
Okay.
It's actually very sturdy and made by myself, and it works, but you can not really make any adjustments. It's sit where it is. I cannot really move the chair back or pedals back and forth, or the wheel up and down.
See,
that's not so good.
I've got my rig, and I very fortunately I can move mine backwards and forwards. So I'm just making you a bit jealous there. But when I was over at Peter Muncombe's place, he had this was last year for Matsusaka and Le Mans. He has a very nice sim rig that he built himself. And whenever I go and I see it, I just think this is really awesome, the fact that he made this himself. And I, going there, kind of almost get a nostalgic kind of feeling and think, you know, this is really cool that this was hand built. If you did have to upgrade your rig to something that wasn't custom made and was, you know, something that you bought from Simplexity or any other sim creators, would you have a bit of sadness, you know, having to let, you know, this rig that you built yourself go?
Yeah, yes, of course, because you have some pride in it, that it's homemade and it's made like I wanted it at the time. So of course it's something cool to have made by yourself, always. But there's also something cool to have a really nice rig from Simplexity.
Fair enough. Now, final thing that I do want to bring up. On your wall, there was the poster of the Nürburgring. Now, the next round of the championship is at the Nürburgring. Do you know the track inside out, or do you still need a bit of time to practice it?
Of course, we need some practice, but yeah, the Nürburgring is one of my favorite tracks. I've been there a couple of times in real life and driven a few tourist laps. It's an awesome place, and not just to be on the track, but also around it. There's always a lot of cool cars to look at and a really nice atmosphere.
Now, you say that you did laps at the Nürburgring. You can't say that you did laps at the Nürburgring and not tell us what the lap time was.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't think we can believe that.
The last 2 laps I did, we had a GoPro cam in the car, so
okay.
We rented a Nissan 350 set.
Right.
Yeah, and had 3 laps each, me and my buddy. I think the rounds were about 10 minutes or so.
I think that's a decent time.
Yeah, it's okay. But when you do tourist lap, you start up at the long straight and you finish the same. So you know you don't really do a full lap because you have to go in and out of the track.
Yeah. Still a decent time. Karl, thank you very, very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck to you and the 2 DSR teams for the Nürburgring and the rest of the championship.
Yeah, thank you too. Have a nice one. Bye.